So finally, we are going to have one more, brief session on factorization of simple quadratic equations. So friends, if you just think, what is a quadratic equation? Is it just a mathematical equation which is part of algebra? No. Actually, it is very much part of our daily life. How is it part? Like if you throw a ball or a stone in the air, as it goes up air and slowly it travels and then comes down, and this path is nothing but a quadratic equation. Okay, so you can exactly form a quadratic equation based on how much distance, at what time it will travel, and at what position it can be. Okay, so and there are like plenty of examples. Okay, so by which we can understand how quadratic equations work. So quadratic equation is nothing but an equation in which the power of x is 2. So this is just one step up equation of linear equation. Okay, this is almost a basic form. Here a, b, c are coefficients, and a can be anything except 0, because if it is 0 then this will become a linear equation. Okay, so and this is the most simple form. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Now let us see how it a bit further. So if we have two linear equations, x plus 4 and x minus 1, multiplying both of them will give us a quadratic equation, x square plus 3x minus 4. So multiplying both of them and forming a quadratic equation is a process of expansion. We are expanding it. So we are basically multiplying both these terms in this way, and we are going to add all the result whatever we get, and finally we get a quadratic equation. So suppose we have a quadratic equation and instead we want to find its roots. Okay, so then we take a quadratic equation like this, when we split the middle term and take out some things in common, and then we get its roots. So you can say these roots are nothing but, if we happen to plot a curve or a graph with it, so that term, this will shows the value in which y is 0. We have two values or one value, whatever, depending on the equation. So the points at which it will cross x-axis or it will coincide with x-axis when y is 0. So this is a short, we can say that these two terms, like these two values, 1 and minus 4, are values, or what we say, factors of this quadratic equation, x square plus 3x minus 4. Now while expansion can be much simpler and you don't have, it's not complicated, but factoring can be a bit tricky. Why? You have a cake and if you have to guess what are the ingredients, that becomes a difficult job, isn't it? So factoring is a bit tricky. So we especially what happens is, if the coefficient of first x square term, that is a value, if it is 1, process is relatively simple. Okay, we can concentrate on the middle term and split it and get the values. But what if a value is something else apart from 1? Then splitting the middle term and taking out the things can be a bit confusing for those who find it a bit clumsy. So now we have a method in which we can discuss how to do those things very really easy way. And see, this is the way how we split the terms. Suppose we take 4x square plus 12x plus 5 is equals to 0. In this term, it is difficult to find a root without writing all these 4 steps. It is difficult to do this mental math in your brain without confusion. So we have a better approach, and I just wanted to brush up some basics regarding this quadratic equation. Naturally, in algebra we also come across this discriminant, which is nothing but b square is equal to 4ac, and traditional algebraic formula for finding out the roots is minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So here we have two values. For one value we will consider it plus here, and for other value we consider it minus. Okay, and we also have this simple formula where sum of the roots is minus b by a and product of the roots is c by a. So if we have these roots, sum of the roots and product of the roots, then this is the basic equation formula. By this we can get the equation if you happen to have the sum and product of roots. Okay. Now let us go to our initial topic, that is how to find the roots or factors of a quadratic equation in an easier way. So here x square coefficient and the first term of middle term is equals to the ratio of first coefficient of second term of the middle term and the last one. Okay. So you can see here 4:2, that is 2:1 is equal to 10:5. So this ratio should be equal. If that is equal, now we can easily say 2x plus 1 is a factor. See, this ratio you have to consider. So 2x plus 1. This is one factor. Now we got one factor. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to take first and third term and we are going to divide them respectively with each term of our factor. So this 2x will divide this 4x square and this 1 will divide this 5. And here we get 2x plus 5. This is another factor. So here we are. 4x square plus 12x plus 5 is equals to 2x plus 1 into 2x plus 5. So these two are factors. If you want to go for values, then you can equate them to 0 and you will get minus half and minus 5. Okay. So now this process is relatively much easier if you get used to it. So let us check some more examples. Okay. 3x square plus x minus 14. So we basically one of the most common tip is you have to multiply a and c, 3 into 14, and that value you are going to express in either subtraction or addition, so that final value will be your midterm. Okay. So 3 into 14 gives us 42, and how we are going to exactly express that 42. So here we took the 7 6 are 42, but since here it is plus x, we are writing it as 7x minus 6x. Okay. Now also check the ratio. 3:-x minus half is equal to 7:-minus 40. Again minus half. Okay. So now what is the first root? X minus 2. This is the first root. And what about the second root? Now we are going to divide 3x square by x and minus 14 by minus 2. So this gives us 3x plus 7. This is another factor. So 3x square plus x minus 14 is equal to x minus 2 into 3x plus 7. Now let us take one more example. 3x square plus 13x minus 30. So 3 into 30 gives us 90, right? So now we are going to take sub-factors of it. We are going to express them in basic factors, and then we are going to express it as an addition or subtraction, so that we will get 13x. And how are we going to do it? So 18 5s are 90. 3 into 30 gives you 90, right? So 18 5s are 90. But we need to get 13, so we are going to go for subtraction here, 18x minus 5x. And also we check the ratio, 3:18 is equal to minus 5:minus 30. Remember, check only coefficients ratio. So that gives us x plus 6 as the first factor. And what about the second factor? Now we are going to divide 3x square by x and minus 30 by plus 6. So 3x minus 5 is another factor. If we now express this quadratic equation, you can write it as 3x square plus 13x minus 30 is equal to x plus 6 into 3x minus 5. So now let us try to practice the same method using few more examples. So you will go for much complicated things. 6x square plus 11x minus 10. So 6 tens are 60. And how are you going to express 60 in terms of 11? Okay, so you have to go for basic factors, and now here we are taking it as 15 into 4. We took this combo 15 and 4 and we are going to express it as form of subtraction. 15x minus 4x. 6x square plus 15x minus 4x. Okay, minus 10. So now we have to check the ratio as well. 6 is to 15. 2 is to 5. And minus 4 is to minus 10. Again 2 is to 5. So it matched our criteria. So first factor is 2x plus 5. And what about the second factor? 6x square by 2x minus 10 by 5. So we get 3x minus 2. So our expression 6x square plus 11x minus 10 is equal to 2x plus 5 into 3x minus 2. One more example. 9x square minus 15x plus 4 is equal to 0. Now 9 4s are 36. So how are we going to go for it? Again, you will go for factors. So one of the factors you can get 36 as 9 4s and 12 3s and various other ways as well. You can also go for 18 into 2, but we have to go for a combination which gives us the middle term. So 15 can be expressed best as 3 plus 12. So it is an addition of negative terms, two negative terms. So also we need to check the ratio here. 9 is to minus 3 is equal to minus 3 is to 1. And minus 12 is to 4, which is nothing but minus 3 is to 1 again. So we have our term 3x minus 1, and we get the second term by dividing the first and last term. How? 3x minus 4. So we got value as here. 3x minus 1 into 3x minus 4 gives us a quadratic equation. And one more, this method is much more easy only when you master it by doing number of solving number of equations. And this concept is mostly common in almost all mathematics. Basic. This is the most basic concept which will be helpful in almost all competitions, no matter whether it is your school's exam unit test or a very big competitive exam. So you will always find you need to have your basics perfect. So here again we get 12 4s are 48. How are we taking 48? We are taking is 3 and 16 combo. So 13 is expressed as 16x minus 3x, and we are checking ratio here. 12 is to minus 3 and 6 is to minus 4 are same. We are taking a ratio of 4 is to minus 1 here. So our first factor will be 4x minus 1. And again 12x square by 4x gives us 3x plus 4 gives us another factor. So 12x square plus 13x minus 4 is equal to 4x minus 1 into 3x plus 4. Now let us take one more example. 15x square minus 4xy minus 8y square. This seems a bit complicated, but actually it is just the same. Okay. It is a different scenario. We have more than one variable here, but the process is exactly same. So we are going to take a product of 15 into 8 and we are going to express that in terms so that we get a value of 14 here. So how are we going to go for it? 15 4s are 60, right? So 15 8s are 120. So we are going to go for values here 20 into 6, which give us the product 120, and we are going to express it in term of 6 minus 20 so that we get minus 14 here. And also check the ratio. 15 is to 20, that is 3 is to 4, and again 3 is to minus 4, and again 6 is to minus 8, it also gives us 3 is to minus 4. So we got a value as 3x minus 4 y. So, and one more thing is 15x square by 3x minus 8y square by minus 4y. So that gives us 5x plus 2y. Sorry, here there is a small mistake. Here 8y square, instead of 8y square I wrote 8y and minus 4 instead of minus 4y. So kindly take that into consideration. So 5x plus 2y is our second factor. So 15x square minus 14xy minus 8y square is equal to 5x plus 2y into 3x minus 4y. So now we have, if someone gets a doubt, what about if we go doing the method wrongly or if we are getting the factors incorrect? So we have a method of cross-checking here. We can take coefficients of each and every term and we can add and do their product. Just understand this thing. Okay, the product of sum of coefficients in the factors is equal to sum of coefficients in the product. Now what does this mean? So now let us take the latest equation whatever we had done earlier. Okay, now we are going to take only coefficients for all of these things. 15 minus 14 which is 1, 1 minus 8 gives us minus 7. Now let us go for coefficients on the right side. 5 plus 2, 7 into 3 minus 1, minus 1. So both sides we have minus 7 and minus 7. Now this is what we are speaking of in the statement above. The product of sum of coefficients. So sum of coefficients is 7, sum of coefficients is minus 1 is equal to sum of coefficients in the product. Okay. So we can use this method for all kinds of equations, whether it is cubes, quadratic equations, binomials, anything. So this is a way where we can cross check whether we are going in the right direction. So that means we didn't commit any error. So we are taking one more cubic equation here. So 1 plus 1, 2. 1 plus 2, 3. 1 plus 3, 4. Remember, we are adding only coefficients. We have nothing to do with variables, values and anything. So here 1 plus 6 plus 11 plus 6. So both sides we get only 24. So that verifies our statement saying that these factors and the method whatever we implied to get them is perfectly alright. And now what I'm thinking is, let us apply whatever we learned so that we solve a seemingly complicated but simple problem. I took this problem from one of the bank exam sites, and this is how they are going to formulate them. They are going to give you two equations and they are going to ask you the relation between their roots. So first we are given this equation, x square minus 5x plus 6. We are solving it in our method. So x square minus 3x, I wrote minus 5x as minus 3 and minus 2x. So that the ratio is 1 is to minus 3 is same for both the terms. So our first term is x by 3. And then I am going to divide this x square and 6 by x and minus 3. So I got second term x minus 2. So here we have values of x are 2 and 3. And what about the equation of y? So y equation is like this. 66 I expressed in terms of 6 and 11. Both of them if we add, it becomes 17. So 1 is to minus 11 is the ratio I got. So y minus 11 is a root. And if I divide y square and 66 by y and minus 11, I get y minus 6 as another root. So the values are 6 and 11 here. So if we compare both the values, 2 and 3 are far less than 6 and 11. So you can say x is less than y. So here option D, that is what he asked. If x is less than y, then each and every root value of x is less than that of y. So we can go for D option here. This is just an example to help how you can apply these whatever we have learned the concept in problems like this. So here that's it guys. Thank you for listening. And once again, please share your feedback, whatever it is, and express your